Swinging a fly ball to left field deep. Way back! Way back! This ball is gone! A walk-off home run! Newport Gulls win it here in the 11th.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Swinging a miss, strike three. It's all over. The Newport Gulls are the 2008 Southern Division champions.
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Swinging a high drive to deep right. Oh, is this ball crushed? Way back and gone. Joey Manning with a towering shot. Swinging a high drive to deep left, and you can forget about it. Cal Conley with his third home run of the game.
Stay tuned. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his 6th season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Nick Lima.
Hello and welcome to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where this evening the Newport Gulls are getting set to take on the Lowell All-Americans in the first of 6 games here in the NECBL Eastern Division in this regular season matchup between these two rivals, as Lowell getting ready to come into town tonight to face the Newport Gulls. Newport coming off a big victory over the first place Laconia Muskrats here at Cardines Field on Monday night, won 3 of their first 4 games here in the 2010 season, their 10th anniversary season here in the City by the Sea, and after their first off day yesterday, are well rested and ready to go for tonight. But the question is, will the weather cooperate? Light rain falling right now here in Newport, heavy rain in the forecast for later on this evening, but still we get set for baseball. It's the Newport Gulls and the Lowell All-Americans. The pregame show begins next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, now time for the Gulls Eye View. Joined by Jesse Mills, who's back here for her second season. The Newport Gulls after taking the year off last year. Jesse, welcome back here to Cardines Field.
Thank you.
Good to see you back here, and now you're, of course, the team publicist and also helping out with the sound here. Tell us about your role with the Newport Gulls.
I write press releases. I do up game day programs. Help maintain like Facebook pages and Twitter pages, and I run the sound during games.
So it's almost like a media relations director in a way.
Yeah, pretty much. That's sort of.
So it's an interesting job being up there. You've got to deal with the walk-up music, of course, for all the different players. What's that like?
I do it at school too, so it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know.
Any special requests from the players yet this season?
Yeah, they filled out a sheet earlier this year. When they came in and got their uniforms, they filled out what they wanted to do. And everybody else who didn't pick a song, I basically chose a song for them.
And if they don't pick a song, you pick any kind of special song for them that they might not like?
No, not really. I try to pick songs that have good beginnings, but that's about it. It's not really science.
So no complaints then?
I haven't heard any so far.
So you also have the role as the team publicist. You write press releases for the Newport Gulls, and you handle, as you said, the Facebook page. Well, what's it like, developing these stories? You have to call up the players and coaches and find out what's, what their backgrounds are. I know we saw one last week about former Newport Gulls Sean Payno.
Yep. I'm doing most of those through Facebook, just messaging them on Facebook and having them answer like 10 questions or so. There's like 6 or 7 more in the works coming out hopefully soon. Yeah, that's really all.
This is your second year at the Newport Gulls. What did you do last year when you were on the staff?
I didn't do much. I scored some games for a company called Baseball Info Solutions in Pawtucket. That was about all I did.
And where has your college career taken you so far?
I'm at George Washington. My major is Spanish, graduating after the fall. And we'll see from there.
All right, Jesse Mills, the Newport Gulls team publicist. Thanks for joining us here in the Gulls IV. We'll catch up with you later in the season.
All right, thank you.
And we'll be back as the Newport Gulls pregame show continues next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field as our pregame show continues. Now time for the manager's report, joined as always by Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs. Skip, how are you today?
Not wet yet, but it's not looking very good.
Very threatening skies behind us. David Palms is the scheduled starter for tonight. Should this game be rained out, we would possibly see him on Friday at the Gulls' next game?
Yeah, probably just push him back, and we'll go from there. Push everybody else back, too.
As of right now, though, the plan is to still start this game at 6:35. Again, it hasn't started raining yet here at Cardinals Field, but the radar images are very threatening, as are the skies. But moving on from that point, Newport Gulls are right now in first place in the ACBL Eastern Division with that win over the Laconia Muskrats on Monday night to stop their 3-game winning streak as Newport won big here on Monday.
Well, whenever you score a lot of runs, you have got to swing the bats, and that's what we did. We swung the bats, and we got some, timely hits, and didn't leave a lot of guys on base. Those left on base kill you, but we swung the bats well and scored a lot of runs, and hopefully we can keep that going tonight.
That's 2 straight games where the Newport Gulls scored 10 or more runs. 23 runs scored between the rout of the Bay Sox on Sunday and the win over Laconia.
You take what you get from this game. You never know. That they might come out and have 15, 16 hits. The next night they might have 2 or 3 hits. So that's what's great about this game. You never know. No 2 games are alike, so you never know.
Have any new players arrived since Monday?
No. We should have a couple in today. I think the kid from, is it Michigan State, Tony Bucciafero, pitcher. Tomorrow, Will DeKroger. I think he's a corner player, plays a little middle too, shortstop. Eaton's at home right now. He just got the word on he was drafted, and congratulations to him. So he's going to figure out if he's going to sign or not.
I heard Eaton was drafted in the 19th round.
Yeah, and then all of our other guys from last year got drafted, so that was pretty impressive for the Gulls organization, for Chuck and Chris and myself that see these guys get drafted after, great college careers. Yeah. Over
a dozen Newport Gulls players were drafted in the last couple days in the Major League Baseball first-year player draft, and very interesting to see some of the names there. Some players were drafted for a second time as well, like Mike Malillo.
Right. Yeah, I'm happy for Mike. Mikey, he was a great player here. He was very coachable. Kind of turned out to be a coach himself, the way he would gear things up and get with guys. And he was definitely our leader and really, stuck out and did a great job for the 2 years he was here.
So a lot of the pieces for this year's team still on the way at the moment, but the bullpen is certainly rested after the day off yesterday, the first of the season.
Yeah, we're hot, we're ready to go. So it's just a matter of what we're going to need and what Pomsey does, and go from there.
5 days at home, 3 home games. It's a nice little stretch here before the schedule really gets difficult starting next week.
Yeah, I think we have Tuesday off next week, and then the rest of the time we're getting after it every day.
David Palms pitched very well in Game 1 for the Newport Gulls, and he was solid much of last season. Also got a very good relief appearance in the playoffs when he picked up a 3-inning save against the Sanford Mainers in the Division Championship Series. Happy to have him back here, certainly.
Oh, yeah. David's a class act, does a great job. Very smart pitcher, not just a thrower out there, and really he's gotten a bit stronger than he was last year. He's got more mature, and so that's really helped him along.
Lineup doesn't come out for a little while, Skip, but what are you looking at right now for a starting 9?
Don't know yet. You see what we got right there, and we have a lot of other kids coming in, so we'll just have to wait and see what that brings us.
The lineup has been pretty consistent over the last couple games, and with only a couple bench players, or you think you're going to be going with the same lineup here this game tonight as Lowell just arrives?
Probably so. We're looking at, I don't have much on the bench. They're supposedly throwing a right-hander against us, so we'll see.
Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs, thank you for joining us. We'll catch up with you on Friday night.
Thanks, Nick.
That's our pregame visit with Mike Coombs. Newport Gulls baseball is next. It's the Newport Gulls and the Lowell All-Americans here at Cardinals Field, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And hello again from Cardinals Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Nick Klima, joined by Sal Cardi of the Lowell All-Americans here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. As we hopefully get set for baseball here tonight, the rain is held off. It's raining just about all around us right now, to the north, south, east, and west, but a large hole in the rain clouds as apparently opened up here throughout the Newport area, literally just in this area. Looking at the radar, folks, this is a Cardinals Field bubble right now, but hoping the rain will hold off long enough for us to get this game in as the Gulls take on the All-Americans for the first time this season. Again, I'm Nick Kleemer. Sal Accardi joins us from the All-Americans. Sal, welcome back for another year in the broadcast booth.
I'm glad to be back here in Cardinals Field to see you again. And I was hoping that I would be able to go more than 4 games this year without getting a rainout, as suffering 19 rainouts last year that did the All-Americans. A lot of doubleheaders near the stretch.
All-time league record, wasn't it?
I think it was close to it. If not, it probably was. And so far the rain's holding off right now, and if we can get 5 in tonight, that would be a pleasure.
The Newport Gulls send David Palms to the mound for the second time this season. Dave Laufer will get the start for the Lowell Americans. He's made 1 relief appearance and pitched a scoreless inning on June 7th at Sanford. It's the Newport Gulls and the Lowell All-Americans. Our Newport Gulls pregame show continues. We'll be back with out-of-town scores and other action around the league as we continue on the ACBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardinals Field, a recap of action around the league. There are other games going on tonight throughout New England despite the large rainstorm that's expected to inundate the region through tomorrow. Already one game received word has been suspended and postponed due to rain as the Holyoke Blue Sox were set to host the Bristol Collegiate Baseball Club. That game has been postponed due to rain. Up in Holyoke, Massachusetts, heavy bands of rain moving through there earlier on this afternoon. It was a 5:24 scheduled start time. 6:30 games. There are 2 scheduled for tonight, starting about 3 minutes, weather permitting. The Laconia Muskrats playing on the road at Sanford as the first-place Muskrats, who are now 4-1 on the season, defeated their opposition last night after falling to Newport Gulls here in their only loss on Monday. So the first-place Laconia Muskrats in the ACBL East play at Sanford. The Northampton Steelcats are on the road against the Danbury Westerners in Western Division action. Also in the ACBL West, the Keene Swampats are host to the Vermont Mountaineers. That's the 7 o'clock game time. Our game time here scheduled for 6:35 p.m. Action around the league last night. Of course, the Newport Gulls had the day off. North Shore Navigators played at the New Bedford Bay Sox and fell 9-6 to New Bedford. Picked up their first win of the season. The Holyoke Blue Sox played on the road at Danbury and fell 11-0 as Danbury rolled past Holyoke. Mount Mountaineers fell to the Northampton Steelcats at Vermont's home ballpark, Recreation Field in Montpelier, 14-11 the final score. And the Keene Swampats defeated the Bristol Collegiate team 10-2 at home at Alumni Field in Keene, New Hampshire. Finally, the Laconia Muskrats snuck past the Lowell All-Americans 6-4, Sal.
Yes, that was a tough luck loss for the All-Americans. They were really scrambling for runs the whole game and finally getting on the board with a 2-run shot from Efrey Valdez in the top of the 9th inning against closer Kyle Owens of the Laconia Muskrats. They put the All-Americans ahead at the time, 4-3, but the Muskrats were not going to make it an easy first loss at Laconia as they fought back, tied it up in the bottom of the 9th, and ended it on a 2-run home run from Anthony Iacomini in the bottom of the 10th inning.
Newport Gulls, their first day off of the season yesterday, defeated the Laconia Muskrats, dealing Laconia's only loss of the season here on Monday night to at least temporarily move into a tie with Laconia for first place in the ACBL East. Of course, now they are half a game back with the Laconia win yesterday, as on Monday, Newport defeated Laconia 11-3. Right now in the ACBL Eastern Division, the Muskrats are 4-1, a half a game ahead of the 3-1 Newport Gulls. Sanford Mainers are in third place at 2-1, 1 game back. Game and a half back in the Bedford Bay Sox, 1-1 on the season. The Lowell Americans are 1-2, 2 games back, and the North Shore Navigators are 0-3, 3 games back. Before I give you the standings of the ACBL West, let's send it down to the field and pick up Linda Casarella with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
outstanding rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by Linda Casarella. With the NECBL Western Division, the North Adams Steeplecats are 4-0, undefeated on the season so far in first place, holding the Blue Sox at 1-0, a game and a half back. 2 games back, the Danbury Westerners are 1-1. Bristol Collegiate Baseball Club is 1-2, 2.5 games back. 3 games back of the Keene Swamp Bats in fifth place, 1-3. And the Vermont Mountaineers are 0-4, winless on the season, 4 games back of first place. Starting lineups next on the ACBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field, starting lineups for today's ball game. First, for the visiting Lowell All-Americans, who are 1-2 on the season. Here again is Sal Carty.
Leading things off for the Lowell All-Americans will be the right fielder, number 20, Matt Miller. Batting second, the second baseman, number 14, Mac Height. Batting third, the first baseman, number 35, Nick Baylog. In the cleanup spot, the third baseman, number 2, Efrey Valdez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 27, Matt Gedman. Batting sixth, number 30, the catcher, Tim Quinn. Batting seventh, number 5, the left fielder, Anthony Serino. Batting eighth, number 4, the center fielder, Derek Lowe. And rounding out the order, the shortstop tonight, number 16, Alan Pasternak.
They will face David Palms for the Newport Gulls, 1-0 on the season, to face David Laufer, the pitcher, right-handed pitcher for the Lowell All-Americans. We'll tell you more about him coming up. For the Newport Gulls, leading off the shortstop, Derek Legg. Batting second, Brendan Kelleher, the center fielder. First baseman, Kevin Caranto, bats third. The catcher, Bryce Nugent, is in cleanup. Designated hitter, Chris Forston, bats fifth. The sixth spot is taken up by Greg Anabrumo, the right fielder. Julian Sonnenfeld starts in left field and bats seventh. Batting eighth is Logan Gillis, the third baseman. And rounding out the order for the Newport Gulls, Brent Hopkins, the second baseman, bats ninth. Umpires for tonight's game, Scott Davis calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Rick Antonio is the field umpire. Game time temperature at 60 degrees with calm winds here. Not much wind at all, but again, that threatening rain. We're under very cloudy skies, and certainly rain in the forecast. Has been sprinkling on and off for much of the afternoon here today, and we're keeping a sharp eye on that radar. First pitch is next on the ACBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. We're getting set for baseball. Unlike last night where we were a bit early with the start time, looks like we're going to start right on time at 6:35 here tonight as David Palms will take the field at Cardines for the second time this season. He was the opening night winner against the North Shore Navigators. Palms, and effective here in his second season in a Newport Gulls uniform, looking to continue here tonight as he gets set to face off against Matt Miller, Mac Height, and Nick Baylog of the Lowell All-Americans. All right, we're just about ready to go as Scott Davis is play ball, and Palms, the left-hander out of Princeton University, toes the rubber. From the windup, his pitch. An outside corner called strike, first pitch of the ball game for David. Miller coming in batting .231, no homers, pair of RBI, and a double on the young season. The pitch. Up and away, ball one. This is the fastball last season for Lowell. Hit .250, no homers, 9 RBI, 3 doubles, and 40 games played. Started all 40 games he played. Bats from the left side. The 1-1 is low, ball 2.
Miller just finished up his season with the Northeastern Huskies, where he was primarily used as a first baseman. Switched him over.
Pitch, fouled off the backstop, carries right back to the plate area as customarily does here at Cardines Field. Not much foul territory behind the plate here in Newport. Miller, a teammate of Newport Gull Logan Gillis. He's at third base right now.
A couple of Huskies on the team for the All-Americans. Alan Pasternak, the second baseman, and Chris Carmaine.
Pitch, high and inside, ball 3, and count is worked full. They seem to be having problems with that scoreboard yet again here tonight. That's 3 home games in a row. The 3-2 pitch is lined into left center field. They'll drop for a base hit. Brendan Kelleher plays it on the hop, a leadoff single for Matt Miller.
And now something the All-Americans won't be used to here is hitting in a larger ballpark. 2 of their first 3 games, 1 in Keene, 1 in Laconia, 2 notorious small ballparks, so they're going to have a lot more room to deal with, and I think they'll take advantage of that. They've been making really good contact in these last couple of games, and with a little bit more space, you see some more All-Americans on the base paths.
Well, here's Mac Height. batting 167, 2 for 12 of the season. First pitch, fastball is cut on, foul back, strike one. Not many fans at all here tonight at Cardinals Field. Probably one of the lowest attendances I've seen in some time, with the threat of rain showers. It's supposed to rain heavily here tonight. Not many fans venturing out. Well, they certainly have filled up the areas that are covered by roofs. The 0-1. Line looper in the left field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the All-Americans, or for David Palms, puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And the heart of the order coming up.
The second baseman out of Presbyterian just turns on that fastball and shoots it through the 6-hole on the left side of the infield. Now he's got runners on first and second for the big boy, Nick Baylog.
Goal catcher Bryce Nugent walks the ball out to David Palms. There's a quick word with the southpaw. It's Chris Forston caught on Monday night. The Gulls' 11-3 victory. He'll be in the DH spot here tonight. Baylog stands in the pitch, taken high and away for ball one to the tall left-hander. He's batting 167, 1 for 6. No extra base hits yet on the season. The 1-0. Breaking ball, clips the outside corner for strike one. You see a fastball, curveball, changeup from David Palms. It's a high three-quarter delivery. Second season with the Newport Gulls. The only returner right now other than Joey Manning is the 1-1 is ground up the right side. That's going to go all the way down the corner for a base hit. Rounding third being waved home is Matt Miller. The relay to the plate is cut off, and the Lowell All-Americans are out to a quick 1-0 lead on 3 straight singles here. It will be an RBI hit for Nick Baylog.
And for Baylog, could have been more if it had not hit that concrete wall down there, down the right field line, and it bounced back towards the infield. Had it skipped by that, we possibly would have seen a double and 2 runs on the board, but just the single for Baylog and 1 run across, but runners on first and third for the dangerous Valdez.
The infamous warehouse down the first base line here at Cardinals. It was painted in the offseason. It's a light shade of gray now instead of just being rust. It was actually even renovated a little bit. Some of the windows are replaced that were all broken, and the screens that protected them were painted black. It used to be red. It was a very ugly-looking structure. Now at least is tolerable over there. So runners at the corners is Valdez. Takes a fastball low for ball one. Palm trying to work himself out of an early jam here. 3 straight singles to start off the first inning. It's allowed his first earned run of the season. He deals. Swing and a drive to the right side, but he hooked it foul and out of play. On opening night, June 4th, Palms worked 7 innings, allowed just 1 unearned run. They give up 8 hits, but did not walk a batter. He was right in the strike zone as he fanned 5 North Shore Navigators. Opponents are hitting .308 off of him, however. So the 1-2 pitch is fouled back off the top of the screen. Valdez stays alive. He's leading the team in average right now at .364, 411, 2 homers, 5 RBI, 4 strikeouts.
As I said in the pregame, big home run last night. It put them ahead against Laconia, unfortunately unable to come away with the victory.
1-2 breaking ball is swung on, hit in the air to deep left field. Going back is Sonnenfeld, and they can't make the play out there. Here comes the throw in, not in time, a run scores. It's going to go in as a hit as Sonnenfeld and Kelleher both converged out there. It looked like Sonnenfeld tried to cut it off. Kelleher came in to back him up, but he couldn't. He slid forward, couldn't come up with the ball. Kelleher threw it in, but certainly not in time, as Mac Height scored from third easily, and just like that, Lowell's up 2-0.
Yeah, Valdez went out and got that one and lined it into left center field. No play for either outfielder. Is a good effort by the center fielder Brendan Kelleher. He went to a slide, and on the backhand he was able to keep it in front of him, which was good because left fielder Julian Sonnenfeld was late coming over to back him up, and that could have turned into a 2-run triple.
See, does that get scored as a single or a double, Josh? Our official score. We'll go in the books as a double. So 4 straight hits, still no one out yet here, and 2 runners in scoring position. Palms is a 2-0 deficit already. Here's Matt Gedman, the pitch. Low and away, ball 1 to the designated hitter, who's at 125, a homer with no homers and 1 RBI. He's 1 for 8 on the season. One hit a double. Double here would do a lot more damage. The 1-0 pitch. Broken back grounder up the middle. That is can be through. The second baseman grabs it, throws to first. Not in time. A run scores. It will be an infield single for Gedman of the RBI variety, and Lowell leads 3-0.
That broken bat grounder right past the mound. Nice play by Derek Legg, moving to his left, trying to make the play on the slow roller, throwing to first base, close to getting Gedman as he's been hobbled by a slight injury in the ankle. It's hampered his speed just a bit, but not much action on that single up the middle. Turns into an infield single for Gedman.
5 straight hits for the Lowell All-Americans here for David Palms, and they lead 3-0. Six-man Tim Quinn bats with runners to the corners. The pitch is fouled to the screen for strike 1. Still no one out yet. Gully just walked by our backstop Karen position here at Cardines Field, and Gully's feathers became caught in the gaffer's tape that holds it into position. Shook it out of position. As the 0-1 pitch swung on and hit a long way to left. Going back, Sonnenfeld looking up at the wall, and this one is gone. A 3-run home run for Tim Quinn. 6 straight hits off of David Palms, and this one certainly the hottest. It cleared the 28-foot high fence in left field, and just like that, the Lowell All-Americans lead 6-0.
Tim Quinn got a fastball right down the pipe, and he did not miss it. He turned on it and smoked it out to left field, high over the fences there. And luckily didn't break any windows, but he did break some hearts here in Newport, as that's a 3-run tater, putting the All-Americans up 6-0.
Here's Anthony Sereno. First pitch is in there for a strike. Still no one out here in the first inning. The 0-1 from Palms. Fastball up and away. Sereno is 0 for 4. Was 0 for 4 for UMass Amherst as a freshman, as he fouls this one around the plate area. 5 games started.
Sereno, a freshman at UMass Amherst, coming from Saugus, Mass, Malden Catholic. He had a great deal of success at that school.
The 1-2. Low and away.
The team won a Catholic Conference title his junior season and a North Section championship his senior season. He won the league batting title in 2007 and was a conference all-star.
Ground ball hit to the right side. Fielded in the backhand by Hopkins. Throws to first. Low, but picked by Kevin Corrento in time for the inning's first out.
So that was a nice play moving towards the middle. Brent Hopkins making the play on the backhand, makes a strong throw on the speedy Sereno.
Here's Derek Lowe, not the major leaguer. He spells his last name the same way, Lowe. Makes the first pitch, ball 1 from Palms. Lowe is 0 for 3, but has 4 walks on the season for Lowell, leads the team. Pitch. Slow and away, ball 2. Working on that 5th walk right now.
One of 2 William & Mary prospects on this team. I believe I saw one of your players wearing a William & Mary sweatshirt.
Correct. The pitch is swung on, popped up, could be playable for the catcher Nugent. He'll make the catch along the drainage ditches along the third base line. There's 2 away.
And there's not much foul territory behind the plate here in Cardines Field. You have to actually try to keep that ball fair.
That's only the 2nd foul out we've seen at home this season. First on the third base line, which has about half as much foul territory as the first base line. And even the first base line has less foul territory than any other ballpark in the NECBL. Bryce Nugent actually retires his teammate. Nugent also from William & Mary. Pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Alan Pasternak, shortstop, batting .308. He's 4 for 13. No homers, 2 RBI. The 0-1, foul tip to the backstop, and he's a hole 0-2.
Pasternak making his first start at shortstop. He had played second base the first 3 games for the All-Americans, giving shortstop Tim Rines the night off.
The 0-2, curve is up and away, ball 1. Now this is an inning that David Palms would like to forget. 9 men have come to the plate, 6 of them scored. The first 6 scored, in fact, off of 3 singles, a double, an infield single, and a 3-run bomb. 1-2 is again fouled off the backstop. Palms isn't fooling any of these hitters so far here in the first inning. To settle down in the second. The Gulls have a big deficit to make up. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball just inside, 2-2. Palms didn't allow an earned run in his last start, worked 7 innings. As this one is lined right at the shortstop. Derek Legg is in position to make the catch for out number 3. But the first 6-man reach and all of them score. We're through half an inning from Cardines Field. Lowell All-American 6, Newport Gulls coming up on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, a sunny afternoon is not what the Newport Gulls and the Lowell All-Americans have here this afternoon, but things are looking sunny right now for the Lowell All-Americans as we go to the home half of the first inning. It's a 6-0 lead for Lowell, and the Gulls batting for the first time this season against David Lauder.
Dave Laufer out of Boston College and Fairhaven, New Jersey. He has one appearance on the year, an inning of relief against Sanford on Monday in that 3-2 loss that they suffered. He gave up 1 hit, striking out none, not allowing a walk, but a dominant inning nonetheless, and he's getting his first start of the year. Laufer, he sports a fastball, a slider, changeup. He throws anywhere from 88 to 92 miles per hour.
Face off against Derek Legg, Brendan Kelleher, Kevin Caranto. In the Newport Gulls, half of the first inning. Well, they trailed by 6, but Newport did score 11 runs here at Cardines Field on Monday night against the Laconia Muskrats, the hardest team in the NECBL. Well, North Adams is going to make an argument for that Category 2 as a pitch is swung on, hit in the air down the left field line. Left fielder giving chase into foul territory, and Anthony Serino makes the catch, running that one down for the inning's first out. And
once again, I'll probably say it again. Not much foul territory down this left field line, but Anthony Serino finds some, and he collects that fly ball down there for the first out of the inning.
1 pitch, 1 out for David Laufer. Here comes Brendan Kelleher, one of the league leaders in several offensive categories right now. He's batting .524, 11 for 21. The home run, which came here on Monday night, a 3-run bomb with the right field fence. 8 RBI, 3 doubles. It's 11 hits, the team lead. Takes a pitch high for ball 1.
You know, Dave Laufer has a twin brother, Jim, who also plays for the All-Americans. They both played at Boston College. Jim, a catcher. So you got a pitcher-catcher connection. 2 twin brothers. I'm sure they're always on the same page.
The 1-0. High and inside ball 2. Tim Quinn behind the dish tonight for the All-Americans. Nick Bailog at first. Mac Height, the second baseman. Alan Pasternak got short. Effie Valdez at third. Outfield left to right. Anthony Serino, Derek Lowe, and Matt Miller. The pitch from Laufer. Up and away, ball 3. He's behind Kelleher, 3-0. Brendan, George Washington. He hit .381, 15 homers, 56 RBI as a junior. Great offensive numbers. He's already duplicating that here in Newport as the 3-0 is right across the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
And I tell you, offensively, this is what the All-Americans really needed. They really needed to put out a really big offensive outburst, and I was not expecting a 6-run first inning, but that's exactly what we got here.
I don't think the Gulls were either. 3-1 pitch, grounded up the first base line, but foul. Count is 3-2 on Kelleher.
Well, we've seen some hard-hit balls here early on.
And very rarely do you see a Gull starter get tagged for 6 runs in the first inning. I can't remember the last time it happened. I have to go back through the archives. Dave Laufer gets the sign from Quinn. He kicks and delivers the 3-2 pitch. High for ball 4. Kelleher's on-base percentage will uptick towards the 600 mark as he picks up the walk for Kevin Caranto. Caranto batting .400. He's 6 for 15. Leads the Gulls with 6 walks, however. No homers, 2 RBI. And he's very adept at walking too. Had 32 free passes issued to him for the Siena Saints as a junior, and also batted .413. Takes a pitch, low, ball 1. Drove in 54 and 12 round trippers. Laufer, the BC Eagle. Gulls have had some players from BC. 2-time catcher Sean McGill checks in runner at first, but Kelleher isn't far off the bag. Brendan 1 for 2 on stolen bases this season. Loffer from the stretch, high at the letters. A 1-0. Fouled off the screen as Carrento took a big cut to count 1-1. For Boston College this spring, an ERA of 6.66, 2-0, and 22 relief appearances, 1 save. We're at 25 and 2/3 innings, allowing 26 hits, 20 runs, 19 of them earned, walking 18, striking out 22. Opponents hit 271 off of Loffer. Well, again, we'll check on Kelleher at first base. Again, he's back standing. Got an inning of relief on June 7th at Sanford. No runs, just a hit. No strikeouts. His Lowell debut, and again he checks on Kelleher. From the set, the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off the screen. Kelleher bouncing around over there on the first base side. The Gulls are going to have to manufacture some runs here off of Loffer.
They are doing a good job of working the counts. Loffer has already thrown a good amount of pitches here early on in the first inning. And obviously Kelleher has drawn his attention as he forces another throw over. Kelleher 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts so far this year.
1 out, 1-2 the count with 1 on. The pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3. On a slider, and that's the second out of the inning. First strikeout for Dave Loffer. Quickly 2 down. Is Bryce Nugent in the catcher position tonight. Second game as catcher. Sitting .389, 7 for 18, no homers and 3 runs batted in, 2 doubles on the season. Just 1 strikeout in his 15 at-bats. Another checker on the runner at first, and Kelleher dives back in this time.
And sometimes when you see a pitcher paying so much attention to a base runner, he'll lose focus on the batter. That wasn't evident against Carrento. Let's see how he fares against Nugent.
He deals. Foul to the left and out of play of America's Cup Avenue, and the near empty grandstands here at Cardines Field. It is raining now. The rain coming down a little steadier. This is not expected to stop, so as long as it doesn't rain too hard, we should be able to continue play. But
it'll probably be more of a nuisance than an actual problem if it just stays steady and lightly like this.
Another check on Kelleher at first. 6-0 Lowell leads. We're here in the last of the first inning. Pitch fouled away, and the count is 0-2.
Looks like he came with the changeup on that one, and Nugent doing a good job of keeping his head on it, just taking a nice smooth hack from the left side of the plate, just catching a piece of it and following it off.
Nugent, Red Fox out of Marist, at .325 this spring, 4 homers, 48 RBI. From the set, Loffer's 0-2 pitch. Grounded to short. Up with it, Pasterik. Goes the easy way to second for the fielder's choice. 6-4, that retires the side. The Gulls strand 1. Still trail 6-0 after 1 inning in the books here at Cardines Field. Rain beginning to fall. We're back in a moment on the ACBL Broadcast Network. Well, David Palms fought off the hit parade in the first inning, but not before Lowell tagged him for 6 runs. He'll come out to pitch the second inning. But now, a parade of raindrops here at Cardines Field. It's raining a little steadier now, as it did before we went to break. It sent what fans were in the grandstands decided to brave the rain here tonight, running for cover. There's 2 sections here at Cardines Field under the roof. That's the right field seats on the third base line by the concession stand. We're about 100 fans or so sit right now. And another 150 maybe here behind home plate. And some others braving the rain or more prepared, brought umbrellas with them, are still in the grandstands. But they're few and far between, as Matt Miller will lead things off here in the second inning against David Palms.
Miller got things going with a single to lead off the game. He came around to score on Nick Baylog's single.
Pitch, slow for ball 1. Six straight hits off of Palms in the first inning. Produced 6 runs for Lowell. The pitch It's a looper over the leaping shortstop into left field as Derek Legg put the glove up there, but it was well out of his reach. And another base hit.
Matt Miller using that opposite field well tonight. 2 base hits already, both coming to the opposite field for the left-handed batter.
Here's Mac Height, singled his last time. The pitch. Fastball up and away for ball 1. The next pitch. Swung on and hit in the air down the right field line. Hooking, foul, and out of play.
Now, I thought it would be interesting to see how the All-Americans fared. With the rain, they were slowed up on their drive down, weren't able to take BP, and it was interesting to see how the bats reacted, and they reacted very well. Taking off for second, throw over, hasn't picked off, throw down to second, in time for out number 1. Good pickoff move by the lefty, David Palms. He stepped off the mound and threw to first as Miller had taken off on the attempted steal. So that was 1 to 3 to 6, Palms to Caranto to Legg to catch Miller stealing.
The pitch is swung on and hit in the air, popped up right side in the outfield. Kelleher in center takes it for out number 2. So an early single, but the pickoff and a very quick fly out. Yielded 2 outs here for the Newport Gulls as Palms looks to settle down here. Face Nick Baylog. Baylog, the RBI single his last time. A pitch. Low for ball 1.
So the All-Americans started things off well again this inning, but base running error forcing the early out.
1-0 is a curve, but comes high and tight for ball 2. Efrain Valdez to follow with 2 outs, and the base is empty here in the second. Rain still falling, so 2-0 is fouled off for strike 1.
Baylog was hit by a pitch last night against the lefty starter for the Laconia Muskrats, Tyler Joyner. Hit him on the right elbow, and it was described to me by one of the players as a second elbow growing on him. So it was quite a bump that he received, but no ill effects as he saw by the first inning single.
2-1 pitch. That's powered in there for a strike. A fastball from Palms. Count even at 2-2. 2 other games, actually just 1 other game underway right now. Laconia and Sanford in the bottom of the second, no score. There is no report from Rogers Park in Danbury, where the Steeplecats was supposed to travel to Danbury tonight. The undefeated Steeplecats. It's a 3-2 pitch, fouled off. So with the rain falling certainly in Connecticut right now, waiting a report out of there. And Vermont and Keene should be getting underway right now unless the rain will hamper their efforts too. 2 outs, bases empty, the 3-2 pitch. Fouled to the backstop, and Baylog fights off another one. Light rain still falling here in Newport, but certainly not enough to hamper the game, more of an annoyance to the players right now. So it will continue throughout the night, the 3-2 delivery. Breaking ball swung on a hit a long way to right field, going back in Arumo, looking up at the wall. It's hitting high off the wall on a bounce. He recovers it quickly. The throw goes to second and holds Baylog to a long 2-out single.
That ball hit it to the wall fairly quickly and pelting that chain link fence and quickly getting it back into the infield was Anarumo, holding Baylog to a single. Very long single at that.
That's 8 hits now off of Palms. And Mike Coombs starting out of the dugout. See if he makes a move here to the bullpen early. Usually when Coombs heads out, it will be a move, and he does. A pitching change come to you in this game from Cardines Field. So we'll wait to see who comes down from the bullpen. It'll be a right-hander coming out next. Pitching change in this game from Cardines Field. We'll come back, tell you about the new pitcher next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, as we're still here in the second inning. New pitcher for the Newport Gulls is Gardner Lever. Gardner making his second appearance of the season. He has 4 hits, giving up 2 earned runs in the third of an inning of work a couple nights ago. Opponents are hitting .800 off of Gardner, the 6 batters he faced.
Very inflated ERA. Too early on to really read those numbers. But Gardner looking to flatten out his ERA against the All-Americans tonight. They are very hot right now, as they proved that against Palms in the early going, as the first 6 batters reached and scored in the first inning. Really, exclamation point on the end of that was Tim Quinn's 3-run home run. Palms was able to get the 7, 8, 9 batters to end the inning, but 2 hard hit balls here in the top of the second, and Coach Coombs decided he's seen enough.
So Gardner Lever comes on here for the Newport Gulls. Try and record the 3rd out here in the 2nd inning. Can't close the book on David Palms yet. He's responsible for Nick Baylog at first base. As it stands, he's on a hook in this game. If we could even finish it tonight, the rain continues to fall. Efri Valdez, the 2-time All-American, will stand in from the right side to face the righty Lever. Valdez, an RBI double in the first. Hit it off the wall on left. Lever enters the game from the stretch, the pitch. Sinking fastball low and away for strike 1. Valdez is leading the team in average, now above .364. He's 5 for 12 with 2 homers and 6 RBI. The pitch skied a long way to deep right center. Kelleher going back at the wall. With his back to the wall, he reaches up and makes the catch for the out that retires the side. The All-Americans do not score. Add a couple hits to their total, however. They strand 1, and after 1.5 from Cardines Field, it's Lowell 6, Newport nothing on the NECBL Broadcast Network. So the Gulls still have a big deficit to make up here as we go to the last of the second. The rain lightening up somewhat. 6-0 Lowell on top. It'll be Chris Forson, Greg Anarumo, and Julian Sonnerfeld face Dave Loffer here in the 2nd inning. Forson, the designated hitter tonight. Takes the first pitch fastball on the outside corner, strike 1, says plate umpire Scott Davis. Rick Antonio, field umpire tonight. Dave gets the sign from his catcher and fires. Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike, and he's ahead 0-2. Tim Quinn, the other half of the battery here in this one. As Lawfer looks in and deals the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. A big cut from Forston, who goes down swinging. That's the 2nd strikeout of the ball game already for Lawfer.
Lawfer looking good. 2nd strikeout, as you said, working well with the off-speed stuff, getting Forston to swing through that one. He'll deal with the 6th batter.
Greg Anarumo, the quarter right fielder. He's played a couple positions in the outfield. Started the season on the left, batting .250, 4 for 16 with an RBI. The URI Ram is a Bristol, Rhode Island native, 6'11", 205-pound right-hander. The pitch floats in there for a strike, 0-1.
If I'm not mistaken, last year the All-Americans came to Cardines Field to play Newport, the first time these two would meet last year, and it started raining like this, but we had lightning, and it ended up getting delayed and halted, and double headers later, we ended up finishing about 3 weeks later.
The 0-1 is swung on a missed, strike 2 is behind a fastball. Yeah, that was one of the many rainouts last year. How many was it for Lowell?
19.
19 out of 42 games, and some of those were rainouts of rainouts.
And what's even surprising is we got in 41 of our 42 scheduled games, which is a miracle in itself.
Some teams only got in 38 or 39. This is the 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dave Loffer on 6 pitches. He's been remarkably efficient. Other than the walk to Kelleher, he's been ahead of batters so far in this game.
Loffer elevated that time and got Anarumo swinging through the high heat.
Here's Julian Sonnenfeld, who's second on the team right now, batting .455. 5 for 11. No homers, 2 RBI, pair of doubles, making his 4th start in a Gull uniform. This Newport's 5th game of the season. His first pitch misses for ball 1. Sonnenfeld. Wide stance in the batter's box. Lifts the next pitch down the left field line. Sereno giving chase to third baseman out there. Efry Valdez will run it down in foul, just in front of foul territory, in field territory, in fact, to make the catch for the out that retires the side. A 1-2-3 second inning for Dave Loffer. We go to the third here at Cardines Field. Lowell All-American 6, Newport Gulls nothing. Here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. 6-0 Lowell. We go to the third already here at Cardines. Before we do that, a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls and the New England Collegiate Baseball League. And the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form. And this game cannot be disseminated without the express written permission of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. This game presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. We'll take 10 seconds for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
6-0 Lowell leads Newport. We go to the top of the third as the All-Americans will send 5, 6, and 7 up to face Gardner Lever.
Lever was able to come in and get Efry Valdez to fly out deep to center field to end the second inning. He relieved David Palms, and he'll have the line on him after this pitch.
It's up and away, ball 1.
Palms went an inning and 2/3, giving up 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, no walks, and no Ks. Those 8 hits equaled the total that he had given up in 7 innings of work against the North Shore Navs in the first game of the year.
1-0, misses low and away, ball 2. 6 runs get charged to Palms, his first earned runs of the season. The rain is falling steadier now. The 2-0 pitch, low and inside, ball 3.
We'll see how long before umpires Rick Antonio and Scott Davis want to halt this one. Because, as you said, the rains are falling heavier.
3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. It'll be hitters count 3-1 on Matt Gedman, who in the RBI infield single on a broken bat up the middle. That was followed by Tim Quinn's 3-run homer. The 3-1 pitch is low. Ball 4. A walk issued by Gardner Lever to start up the first. That's 9 base runners already for Lowell. No one out here in the third. Here is Tim Quinn, who launched his second home run of the season. Now has 6 RBI to lead the Lowell All-Americans. Tied with Efry Valdez. It is 6th earlier in the first inning. Rain falling harder now. The pitch. Curve is popped up. Play ball in the infield. In comes Logan Gillis, the third baseman. He's called off by the catcher. And on the third base line, makes the catch for out number 1.
I like that call by the catcher, Bryce Nugent. First pitch curveball, thinking that Tim Quinn will be all over that first pitch. He looked to have guessed correctly and waited on it, but just not waiting long enough, and got under it and popped it up in foul territory to the catcher, Nugent.
Even some of the fans with umbrellas have given up now and going under cover. The left field grandstand completely empty. They're all under the roofs here at Cardines Field. For Anthony Sereno, the pitch is away for ball 1. Sereno bounced to second. The first out recorded by David Palms after 6 runs had already scored in the first inning. Not a good start here for Newport. It's the 1-0. Outside ball 2. The Gulls hitless in the game offensively so far, as Dave Lawfer has been very efficient. 3 strikeouts for the first 2 innings of work. Night and day between the last 2 games and this one for Newport. 2-0 pitch thrown wild away. It's going to get a runner down to second. The throw is not in time. Good play by Bryce Nugent to play the carom, but his throw is a little offline and a little bit delayed down to second base.
So you have to imagine that ball must have slipped out of the hand of Gardner Lever as that pitch went straight to the backstop. Took a nice bounce for catcher Bryce Nugent, but Gedman read the pitch well and was off and in there safely standing up.
So 3-0 the count. Pitch. Low, ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Gardner Lever.
While Anthony Serino walks down to first base, I want to take a moment to congratulate his older brother, Nick Serino, who was drafted in the 37th round in the MLB draft today by the Washington Nationals. Nick pitched last night, no decision against the Muskrats, went 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
So is Nick still with the team, or is he?
He is. He's here in the dugout.
Pitch. Slow for ball 1 to Derek Lowe. Of course, Nick Serino, the 2-time All-American. Will he wait towards the end of the summer to decide whether or not to sign, or is
I don't know.
Wait for next year?
I don't think he has decided yet. Probably a little too soon. He wants to weigh his options right now. He was an All-Star for the All-Americans last year, playing in the NECBL All-Star game, and definitely deserves to join a major league ball club with the kind of stuff he has. He's a crafty left-handed pitcher. He has some lively fastball, and he'll keep you off balance with his changeup and his curveball. And we'll see if he gets an offer from the Nationals, a contract pretty soon, hopefully for Nick. And congratulations to him and his family.
1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Big cut that time from Lowe, had him off balance. It's 1-1. We'll see a fastball slider changeup from Gardner Lever. The URI Rams at a 5.19 ERA this spring, 2-6 in 24 appearances, had 2 starts. Pitch misses for ball 2.
Staying on the topic of the draft, I know that the Newport Gulls had a very terrific draft. Something like 16 former Gulls being taken.
Well, a dozen were drafted on day 2. Highest, I think, going in the 5th round. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Big cut again from Lowell, and he got even at 2-2. Greg Garcia is part of the 2009 championship team. He won the 7th round to the St. Louis Cardinals. Greg, a wonderful kid. 2-2 misses for ball 3. He's worth the count full. Lever falling behind batters here. Highest Gulls draft pick was Rob Morey. In the 5th round to the Florida Marlins. Morey is a reliever in the 08 squad. Finished runner-up for the Mountaineers in the championship series. As a 3-2 pitch is a strike 3 called. Trailed on the outside corner. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Newport Gulls pitching. Lever picks up out number 2 here in the 3rd. With runners at 1st and 2nd, we'll see Alan Pasternak.
And with all this talk about players getting drafted, a former draft pick, NECBL alum Steven Strasburg, I don't know if you heard about his great success last night against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
14 strikeouts, his first victory. Only runs allowed, that 2-run homer. And that's about all you're going to get off of a guy like Steve Strasburg, that occasional lucky hit.
Consistently throwing 98-99 in that ball game.
Pitch. Misses low, ball 1.
And was 1K shy of tying a record for most strikeouts in a pitcher's first start.
It's really exciting for the NECBL to have a guy like Strasburg so quickly make his debut as the pitcher's fisted foul around the plate area. It's ball strike 1 on Pasternak, who lined to short his last time. Strasburg shut down the Newport Gulls in the 2006 Division Championship Series against the Torrington Twisters. The 9th inning in Game 2, with Torrington leading the series 1-0. He came on, faced the heart of the Gulls order, guys who would go on to win league MVPs and Offensive Players of the Year here in the NECBL. 1-2-3, struck out the side in the 9th. Pitch, high and inside. Of course, Torrington would go on to face Vermont in the championship series that year and fall in 2 games.
And I know I'd be shunned by the NECBL if I did not mention that the first hit off of Steven Strasburg was by a former NECBL player from the Keene Swamp Bats and Andy LaRoche.
2-1 pitch, low and away. And the NECBL continues to amass a great amount of alumni in the majors as players from the latest teams that joined the league in the last decade or so make their way up through the minors, through AAA, and get called up. There'll be many more to come. The pitch is fouled off the screen. Now a 2-2. Rather 3-2. The count worked full on Pasternak. Rain has lightened up somewhat here at Cardines. Oh, the radar does not look pleasant. Green all over. More green than a Christmas tree.
Pasternak putting up a good at-bat here, fighting, following, pitches off.
3-2 pitch, the runner to go. It's lowered away, ball 4. 3 walks in the inning for Gardner Lever, who in now exactly 1 full inning of relief has not allowed a hit, but 3 free passes by Lever has loaded the bases. And with 2 outs, we second around to the top of the order, and Matt Miller, who has 2 singles on the ball game so far, he was picked off 1-3-6 in the second.
Both those singles coming against David Palms before he was taken out of this game in relief of Lever.
The pitch. Fastball outside corner for strike 1. Miller came in batting .231. 2 RBI. His average certainly up quite a few points the 2 hits thus far. The pitch is outside, 1-1. Bases full of All-Americans. Of Lowell, formerly known as the Mill City All-Americans. I see, Sal, you still have the old Mill City bag.
That's correct. Try to keep the roots true.
1-1. Line drive to center field. It's going to be caught by Brendan Kelleher. Runs it down, slides, falls down, hangs on, inning over. The All-Americans do not score. However, it is still 6-0. Lowell on top of the Newport Gulls. We're through 2.5 here at Cardines Field as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field, Lowell leads 6-0. Roundup of action around the league tonight. 2 games so far have been called due to rain. They did not get underway, from what we were told. Bristol is supposed to play at Holyoke. That game was suspended early. And North Adams at Danbury, that game, it's not reflected yet on the league website. According to the Team Line website, that game has also been called due to rain. Elsewhere, at the top of the 4th, Sanford leads Laconia 1-0 at Goodall Park. And Alumni Field Keene, the Swamp Bats, trail Vermont 3-0. Here's Logan Gillis, takes the first pitch fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Dave Loffer, with the 6-run lead at his back in the second inning, got the side in order, a pair of strikeouts. Gillis, Hopkins, then the leadoff man Legg here in the 3rd. The pitch, ground ball up the middle, that's through for a base hit. That'll be the first hit of the ball game for the Newport Gulls. Gillis picks up hit number 6 of the season. He's now 6 for 17. Came in batting .313. The Gulls offense was hot the last 2 games. Leading a dozen runnings against New Bedford on Sunday, 11 off of the hot Laconia Muskrats on Monday night. And the off day yesterday seemed to cool their bats somewhat so far here on this rainy night in Newport. Well, the rain has tapered off to just a light drizzle now. Again, it's not going anywhere. It's raining all over New England. Those games that are underway are also being played under less than favorable conditions right now. Pitch to Hopkins. Breaking balls outside for ball 1. Hopkins at 176. He's 3 for 17. No homers and RBI. Out of URI. Cranston native. Just finished up his sophomore season for the Rams. The 1-0. Fastball sinks inside. 2-0.
Just the second base runner to reach for the Newport Gulls. Gillis making it a timely one, starting off the inning. Quick throw.
Gillis dives back in safely. Gulls all new uniforms this season. Although only the away uniforms have changed cosmetically. The new Newport Gull home whites are much brighter than the faded old ones, which were used for several years. The Gulls stand out a lot more brightly now, as do the American flags in the right shoulders. Pitch is inside and high. Ball 3.
When you win your 4th championship, you got to come out the next year and you got to look like a champion. They certainly act and play like champions. Might as well look like one.
New patches on the left shoulder reflect the new league logo. It says the New England League, NECBL on it. The away uniforms are slightly different from the old ones. Same design, but on the front, instead of saying Gulls, now says Newport. 3-0 pitch. There's a gift strike call from plate umpire Scott Davis. Well, Hopkins tried to make it a little more inside than maybe it was, as he stepped way out of the batter's box to get out of its way. It was only a couple inches off the plate. Hitters count 3-1 with the runner at first. The pitch swung on and missed as Hopkins went golfing.
Loffer, showing some guts right there, throwing the 3-1 changeup, getting Hopkins to chase.
So from 3-0, he's come back to work the count full. Belichick on the runner at first. Gillis dives in. Logan is 0 for 1 in steals this season. He sets the payoff pitch. Low for ball 4. It's the second walk he's issued in the ball game. And Newport has had their first 2 reach here in the 3rd. So looking for something doing. Derek Legg will bat here. He flied to left. Back in the first. Legg is hitting just under 430 now. He's 7 for 17. 4 runs batted in. Leads the Gulls with 5 runs scored. Second, tied for second on the team with Chris Forston with 4 walks. Legg, who hit .228 with 9 RBI for Long Beach State University as a sophomore this spring, adjusts his ankle guard and will step into the left-handed batter's box. Stands remain all but empty here around Cardines Field, with several hundred fans huddled underneath the roof seats. First pitch to Legg. He squares for a bunt, but hits it foul to the on-deck circle behind him for strike 1. Legg putting down the surprise bunt there. You don't see the Newport Gulls bunt often, but here down 6 runs, they'll have to manufacture runs as any way they can get them. Newport 17-3 at home in 2009, 31-10 overall. They did not play their 42nd game, so they didn't have an opportunity to tie the all-time record of 32-10 set by Newport in 06. The 0-1 skips in there off the foot of Legg, and it'll be a hit by pitch. The first like it hit the ground, or maybe his bat first, but actually the breaking ball from Loffer trailed inside, and the bases will be loaded on a single, a walk, and a hit batsman.
Thanks. I'll get that
So the
later.
Gulls with a chance to get back into this game.
One single of the bat could put them within 2 runs, and they have just the right pile of the order coming up here in Kelleher, Carato, Nugent, and Forston, men who have a lot of power, hit well for average, certainly driven a lot of runs for their respective colleges and universities this spring. They've already all been hot for the Newport Gulls. Particularly Kelleher, Carato, and Nugent. Brendan Kelleher walked his last time. His average sits at .524. He's 11 for 21. He was Newport Gulls player of the game here on Monday night, going 4 for 5 with a 3-run homer, 2-run double, pair of singles. It's a triple shy of the cycle. With the bases full of Gulls, the infield takes a step or 2 back. First baseman Nick Baylog is on the grass. The pitch. Fastball inside for ball 1. The Gulls Irish fans have arrived.
I was wondering when they would show up, and apparently not deterred by the rain.
And normally down the third base line. Looks like they're on the first base line tonight. They're still standing, as always. The pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Kelleher will take a few pitches. Certainly not a guy that goes first pitch swinging. His RBI double on Monday. Came on a 3-2 pitch. His 3-run homer came after he saw 4 pitches. Very patient at the plate. Here's the 1-1. Skips in the dirt. Right underneath the catcher, Quinn. He lucked out that time. His equipment stopped the ball. In the dirt, sung by the Irish fans. One of their many songs that they've invented here at Cardines Field. They've renamed themselves. They're the Irish Army this year. Gillis at third, Hopkins at second, Legg at first, the pitch. Ground ball to short, it takes a weird hop up the middle and through for a base hit. 1 run will score. The rounding third being waved home is Hopkins. He crosses the plate in time, and the Newport Gulls are on the scoreboard here. They now trail by 4, it's 6-2, and the hits keep coming from Brendan Kelleher. And taking off for third base is Derek Legg, and he's going to be there, as looks like the ball did get away. So we're running at third now. Oh, he's going to be sent back to second. I'm going to say the ball was dead. Derek Legg trying to take advantage and head over to third base, but the ball was ruled dead. We'll head back to second. So with runners at first and second, Brendan Kelleher stands at first. Legg at second for Kevin Caranto. Kelleher drives in runs 9 and 10 of the season. And that was his 12th hit. He's 12 for 22. His average is approaching 600. Amazing. Ball bounced past Pasternak. He tried to backhand it, but took an awkward hop on the wet infield dirt. The pitch is swung on to hit in the end of left field. Going back is Serino. He'll run it down and throw the ball into third. No advance for the runners. 1 pitch, 1 out over Caranto. That is the inning's first out, as the first 4 had reached for Newport.
Just a loud out, more towards the end of the bat for Caranto, and sort of died out there to left field, and Serino was able to track it down. Runners still remain at first and second now with 2 outs. Excuse me, only 1 out in this ball game.
So here's Bryce Nugent, who bounced into a fielder's choice to end the first. 2 on, 1 away. The pitch. Off-speed pitches outside, 1-0. Nugent, the catcher, at 389. 7 for 19 with 3 RBI. Just 1 strikeout on the season. Makes very good contact with the ball. 1-0. Swung on and popped up down the left field line. Serino giving chase into the shared bullpen, and it's trailing out of play and out of his reach. The rain is just about stopped here, but the radar remains very, very green. No signs of it going away tonight. The pitch. Line drive, right field, base hit. Being stopped at third is Legg. Kelleher at second. And Nugent is on with a 1-out single. They'll load it up again. And this time for Chris Forston. Now, Forston struggling at the plate so far this season. He's 1 for 17. No RBI. He's 1 hit a double. Forston in a big spot here right now for the Newport Gulls. His last hit came here on opening night. His second at bat of the season off of Mark Williams. The North Shore Navigators in the Gulls' 2-1 victory. Looking to break out of the slump right here. The pitch up and away for ball 1. He struck out in 3 pitches to start off the second inning, with 3 strikeouts for Loffer, who has struggled somewhat here in the third inning. Newport has seen 5 base runners. 2 of them have scored. The bases are loaded, and there's just 1 out. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to right center. Back to second baseman. On the outfield grass, Height will make the catch. Faking the tag at third is Legg, and he wisely retreats back. It's out number 2.
Nice move by Legg at third, forcing a throw by Height, and if it did get away or bounce around anyway up the baselines, Legg would have had a chance to try and score, but it was a weak pop-up to the right side collected by Mac Height. Now 2 outs, and still Dave Loffer's not out of this inning with the bases loaded and this powerful Gulls lineup.
Greg Anarumo is over 1. He struck out on 3 pitches this last time. Came in batting .250 with an RBI. Big RBI opportunity right here. The base is loaded. It's in there for a strike. Well, you have to say that just 2 runs here would be a squander. The Gulls have had the bases loaded twice in the inning. First time with no one out, the second time with just 1 out. Might not get many more chances like this against Loffer and the Lowell All-Americans. So the 0-1 skips in the dirt. Wild gets away. No runners will advance. That short foul territory behind the plate here at Cardines Field, a huge factor right there as Tim Quinn went all the way to the backstop. But here, all the way to the backstop is about 15 feet.
Leg possibly didn't get a good look at where it went, but also wisely don't want to tempt it. Still being down 4 runs. It's still early in the ballgame. You don't want to make the last out at home plate in the third with the bases loaded. And a good hitter in Anaramo up.
1-1 the count on Greg. Leg at third. Nugent is at first. Kelleher at second. The 1-1 pitch. That one gets off the glove of the catcher, and a run will score this time. Leg slides in safely. All runners move up a spot to third base. Goes Kelleher, to second goes Nugent, and Newport is within 3. That one, a pass ball. Looked like Tim Quinn was crossed up. His glove was there. He closed it a little too soon.
And that pass ball may prove even more costlier as the runners move even closer into scoring position, now second and third. And no force at second now for those middle infielders. They will have to make the throw across the diamond.
Heads up base running by the Newport Gulls. That one get a little further away as it bounced off the glove towards the Newport on deck circle right in front of the dugout. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. And Rumo taking a big cut that time. There are 2 outs here. Newport has plated 3 runs in the inning. One off a pass ball, the other 2 coming off of Kelleher's single. 2 outs, the count 2-2 in Anarumo. 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run at the plate. Dave Loffer hooks in, gets the signs from Tim Quinn. And Anarumo steps out. Now they're ready from the stretch. Loffer's 2-2 pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Rumo goes down swinging for the second time tonight. The Gulls strand a pair, but they get 3 back. And after 3 full from Cardines Field, the rain has subsided, at least for now. And it's 6-3 Lowell on top of the Newport Gulls here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Newport Gulls trail 6-3. We go to the 4th inning here at Cardines Field. We'll take 10 seconds for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And to take you with the play-by-play story for the next 3 innings, the voice of the Lowell All-Americans, Sal Accardi.
Thank you, Nick. Here in chilly Newport, Rhode Island, the rain is holding off somewhat for now. It was falling harder in the earlier innings, but we hope that it'll stay away from Cardines Field for the rest of the night. First pitch to Mac Height is up high for ball 1. Mac is 1 for 2 so far tonight. He singled in the first and scored on Efri Valdez's RBI double. Flew out in the second. Now getting his 3rd at bat. Now pitch is taken for a strike on the changeup on the outside corner. Count evens up at 1. Now Height getting his first look at Lever, who relieved the starter David Palms, who was touched up for 6 runs in the first inning. He left after giving up 2 more hits in the second. That pitch is taken inside for a ball. Count runs to 2-1 to the Abbeville, South Carolina native in Mac Height. Gardner Lever doing a good job of keeping the All-Americans off the board, allowing his Gulls to get back into this game. That pitch is swung on and fouled up down the first base line. Calling it is Caranto, and he'll collect it for out number 1. I kind of lost it there for a second, but saw Caranto corral it in. First out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, our view here at Cardines in the press box, in quotes, it's really some tables built onto the bleachers here behind home plate, isn't the best. With a lot of poles and more poles and wooden support beams, and then a dugout and the camera person all blocking our view of that foul territory.
First pitch to Baylog is swung on and fouled back to the screening. Baylog is 2 for 2 tonight, 2 singles. He scored on the Tim Quinn 3-run home run in the first inning. As I was saying before, Lever doing a good job of keeping the All-Americans off the board. He was able to get Efri Valdez to fly out deep to center field to end the second in relief of Palms. That pitch sails outside for ball 1, 1-1 to Baylog. He loaded the bases on 3 walks in the third inning, but was able to get Matt Miller to line out to end it in the top of the third. All-Americans are going to try and keep the bats warm in this cold night. Baylog, the big lefty from San Francisco, he takes that pitch up high on the fastball by Lever. Baylog collected his second and third hits tonight, trying to add to that tally. He had a scorcher off the right field wall. That one swung and fouled straight back. And Baylog taking some healthy hacks here against Lever.
That one had 3 caroms that hit one side of the screen, then hit another side of the screen and bounced into the Gulls dugout and bounced around there a little bit.
Little pinball action here behind home plate. Two the count to Baylog. The pitch up high for ball 3. Count runs full.
And if the rain's subsiding, at least for now, the Irish Army has moved to their normal position behind third base. And I'm the only ones in the grandstand over there.
If it was me, I would be superstitious and stay where I was, where the Gulls scored 3 runs in the last inning. But that's just me. The 3-2 pitch, low and inside for ball 4, and Baylog takes the free pass, and he'll head down to first.
Don't forget, they're Irish. They don't know anything about baseball superstition. They're soccer fans. And believe it or not, this is now their 4th season here in Newport. They were coming down here in Newport to work for the summer as caddies at the local golf courses. And they stumbled into a game 4 years ago. Have loved ever since. They've really become part of the Gulls family. Several of them, including Killian Nolan and Colin McDonald, were the leaders of the Irish Army.
Say the Generals?
The Generals, I guess. Yeah, they even got championship rings this past year.
That's excellent.
They've moved to America now. They came here in the winter and are getting their citizenship.
The first pitch to Valdez is a strike on the outer half. That's a great story to hear.
Because of the Newport Gulls, really, and that is what has done it. That's what's made them love America. Is they fall in love with the game of baseball, fall in love with the city of Newport, and certainly the good times they have here watching games.
Lever kicks in, fires. That one swung and fouled off, and he'll make the street down the right field line. Valdez is 1 for 2 tonight. RBI double back in the first. He scored on the Tim Quinn home run and flew out deep to center field with a runner on first base. He was the first batter faced by Lever, and he was retired back in the second inning. Now getting his third at bat. Second look at Lever's. That pitch is on the outer half, but just missing. Low and outside for ball 2.
Now look now, it's beginning to rain harder again.
I guess I must have jinxed it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Valdez. The pitch, swinging a line to short, on the hop, can't field it cleanly, picks it up, won't throw to first, go to second to get the force out for out number 2. Baylog had to hold up, anticipating that the ball might be caught, and Derek Legg was able to recuperate and get the force out at first base on the fielder's choice by Valdez.
Legg fielded the ball, tried to field it on a hop. He was able to knock it down, get that force out at second. Well, that could go in perhaps as a base running blunder by Baylog, as he really did hold up. Perhaps waited too long between first and second base. It could have been 2 on with just 1 out. Instead, there are 2 outs. A runner at first.
So that'll bring up Matt Gedman, an infield single that drove in a run in the first and walked in the third. He was stranded at third base. Lever doing a good job as that one skips in there for a ball. Count evens up at 1. Gedman, the son of former major leaguer Rich Gedman, the coach of the Worcester Tornadoes, a Can-Am League team. Rich Gedman played his ball for the Boston Red Sox, Houston Astros, and St. Louis Cardinals. That one popped up down the third base line. Giving chase is Gillis. He'll make his way, and he's called off by the shortstop. He'll make the catch on the run in foul territory. And that'll end things here in the fourth inning. The All-Americans were able to get on the board. No hits, one left. And the score remains 6-3. All-Americans lead it after 3.5 as you're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field, the grounds crew comes on to do some manufacturing around the pitcher's mound, the second base bag, and home plate, throwing some of that drying agent down while the rain still falls. Want to keep a good playing surface put together. Grounds crew doing a good job, and now cleaning off the home plate as we have an extended wait here in between innings as Dave Lawfer and Tim Quinn will patiently await the drying agent to be completely thrown down, and as they won't complain. They want a good field around them, as well as Dave Lawfer does on the pitcher's mound. It's ever important how well groomed the field is and taken care of, especially in these rainy days.
Yeah, about 6 or 7 members of the grounds crew coming out here in between the middle of the fourth inning here. Making their way off the field now. They throw down a lot of speedy dry around home plate on the pitcher's mound, around first, second, and third base as well. Just trying to keep this field playable as the rain still falls here at Cardines Field, albeit lightly. It's certainly heavy enough to cause just about 95% of the fans, not including the Irish fans, running underneath the wooden roofs here at Cardines Field.
Just a little recap of things. The All-Americans scored 6 runs on 6 consecutive hits in the first inning, topped off by a 3-run home run by Tim Quinn. Dave Lawfer was cruising until he ran into problems in the third inning. Single, walk, hit batter, and a single later, and there were 2 runs quickly on the board. An RBI single by Bryce Nugent drove in one more to cap off that inning. 3 runs as the Gulls were able to cut the lead in half from 6-3, and they pick the bats up again here in the bottom of the fourth inning and try to cut further into that lead. Dave Lawfer still on the mound as he gave up his first earned runs of his season last inning. First pitch to Julian Sonnenfeld drifts outside for ball 1-0. Sonnenfeld, the left-handed hitter with a slightly open stance. Bat straight up. That one is fouled down the right field line past the dugouts, the dual dugouts, as they are shared between the two clubs, much like the bullpen shared between the home and visiting teams. As Gully talks it up with the fans here in front of us. Lawfer gets his sign, looking into Quinn behind the plate. He kicks and delivers. Up high for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Sonnenfeld.
Gully didn't get a new uniform, though. Gully's is still the old faded white one. Gully was left out.
Julian Sonnenfeld awaits the 2-1 pitch. Lawfer kicks, delivers. Outside, ball 3, 3-1. And Lawfer has struggled with his command in the past couple innings. He has 2 walks on the night. The first coming in the first inning, second coming last inning. Gave up 3 hits last inning. Was able to strand 2 Gulls batters. That pitch is outside, ball 4, and Sonnenfeld leads things off with the walk. The last inning, Gillis led things off with a single. He would come around to score, so 2 consecutive innings that the Gulls have led off the inning with the batter to reach. And that'll bring up Logan Gillis. As I said, led off last inning with a single. He came around to score on the Brendan Kelleher single. Baylog will hold Sonnenfeld on at first. Lawfer kicks and fires. Curveball left up high for ball 1. Gillis came into this game batting .250 on the early season. That single will certainly help that to rise. There's a throw over and back. Diving is Sonnenfeld. No tag applied by Balog, just a check up on the runner at first. Now a quick throw back standing and drifted too far off the bag, as was Sonnenfeld. So Gillis awaits the 1-0 pitch from Lawfer. He delivers. That one's popped up third base side. Valdez calls for it. He drifts back a few steps behind the bag. He'll collect it for out number 1. That'll bring up Brent Hopkins. Hopkins saw his first at-bat of the night against Lawfer back last inning. He walked and scored on Brent Kelleher's 2-run single. Hopkins would like to get on base and back to the top of this order. That has done some damage so far. Hopkins, the right-handed batter, second baseman tonight. As Nick said, sporting those brand new white unis. The dark blue 8 certainly pops out, outlined in orange.
Mostly new batting helmets as well for Newport. One of them was left back here. I don't know why it's here up in the press box.
That's an All-Americans.
Oh,
That's a strike on the outside corner.
that would be why, I guess. You plan on taking some BP today, Sal?
Well, Mr. Jimmy Lawfer didn't have a helmet yet, so I had to bring him one. Brought him 2 just in case one didn't fit. Like to give the players some options. Check over at first, Sonnenfeld back in standing. But I was able to help out during I.O. last night against Laconia Muskrats. As that pitch is up high, Quinn looks down to first, pumps a throw, but no throw down as the count runs to 1-1. Helping out pitching coach Kevin Cobb. I was his catcher, if you will. Bringing back old memories of when I used to play the game. Now I'm reminiscing a bit. 1-1 pitch, square to bunt, pulled back on the ball. 2-1 the count to Hopkins.
Well, Lowell Americans may be hoping for a rain-shortened 5-inning game here. This Newport Gulls offense can be very potent. The more opportunities you give them to come back, the more likely it is that they will. They only trail by 3 now. They cut the lead in half, back in the 3rd inning. Threatened somewhat here in the 4th.
Yeah, the leadoff runner advanced. And that one's fouled straight back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hopkins.
Obviously, the Gulls want to play a full 9 here tonight, unless they take the lead. And then the tables will turn.
So 2-2 to Hopkins. Sonnenfeld off of first, not a big lead. The pitch, grounder to the right side. Height, Fields, hops up on him, collects, throws to first in time for out number 2. A little bit of an adventure for Height, making his first start at second base. Played mostly left field and the outfield for the Presbyterian College during this spring. He played some second base, but mostly in the outfield. He does have some skills over on the right side. That one just hopping up on him in his first ground ball to him tonight.
Yeah, looking at the replay, just he had trouble scooping it up. Was able to at least slow it down so it didn't roll too far away from him. Pick it up and quickly throw back to first base. I don't know if he would have had a shot at the double play though.
Ball was hit a little too weakly to the right side. Might have been in the back of his head. Maybe might have been the reason he bobbled it a bit. As that first pitch is over for a strike to the leadoff batter Derek Legg. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat, came around to score. So 2 outs here, runner on second base. It's 6-3 the ball game. Here at Cardines Field, I'm Sal Accardi, joined by Nick Lima. Lawfer kicks, delivers, swung on the curveball, fouled up and out of play behind the press box here. Quickly 0-2 to Derek. Legg, the left-handed batter. Came in with a hefty .438 batting average. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Lawford.
Those Irish fans are incessant tonight.
Lawfer gets his sign. He kicks, fires in the dirt. Good block by Quinn. First ball of the at-bat to leg. And they seem to be single-handedly getting into the head of Lawfer as he'll step off the mound, clean off the cleats a tad. Rain making that foot placement in front of the mound a little sticky. Lawfer takes a look at this runner on second. Comes to the mound, up high. Ball 2, 2-2 to Derek Legg. Just reaching the hour-and-a-half mark here. A cold, cold night in Cardines Field. See some people with the short sleeves on. I don't know how they're doing it.
A lot of people were in jackets here. On Monday night, it was 81 degrees.
That pitch is lifted into shallow center field. Mac Height now called off by Pasternak with the jumping catch. A little acrobatics there by Pasternak to end the inning. So leadoff runner reached, but no damage done as Lawfer retired the next 3 batters. Score remains 6-3. All-Americans lead after 4 full as you're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network. .6-3 to score here in Newport, Rhode Island as the ground crew comes on once again, trying to do whatever they can to keep this a dry, playable field.
Yeah, it looks like this time home plate umpire Scott Davis asked for them to come out and work on the home plate area and the third baseline, which is starting to get a little muddy with the rain still falling. They all rushed out there with their forks, about 7 of them. So the head groundskeeper, Rick Lombardi, and the grounds crew chief, Dennis Hauk, leading the way. Hauk right now throwing the speedy dry down, and his young volunteers with their rakes helping him out.
Now a request down the first base line, around the first base bag, to get some speedy dry thrown down as well. And looks like Lever taking the mound once again. He'll be on for his 3rd inning of work. He has gone 2 1/3. Getting the last out in the 2nd. Working scoreless 3rd and 4th. Got out of a bases loaded jam in the 3rd and was able to strand a runner on first last inning. He'll see the 6, 7, 8 batters in Tim Quinn, Anthony Serino, and Derek Lowe. Quinn has the big knock of the evening so far tonight. He hit the 3-run home run in the first off of then pitcher David Palms. It was a base knock that was the 6th of the inning, 6th consecutive. So All-Americans putting up some good numbers here tonight. Not yet touched the highest run total produced this year for the All-Americans. That would be 8 coming in the first game, scoring 8 against Keene. They hit 2 home runs in that game. Efri Valdez with a 2-run home run. Tim Quinn with a 2-run home run in that game as well. So both Valdez and Quinn, the team leaders in home runs and RBIs, both tied with 6 RBIs and 2 home runs apiece.
While we have a minute, that's now working around the first base bag, trying to get rid of some of the mud over there that has developed. I'll take a moment to thank those who are making this broadcast possible here in this inclement weather. Of course, Nick Lemus, Sal Cardi here in the broadcast booth at Dry, as is Josh Leibowitz, our official scorer and a statistician. Down in the control room, our director, executive producer, Tom Lima. We're all dry, but out there working our cameras on the dugout first base camera is Hannah Blatt, making her debut here, helping us out, one of the Newport Gulls interns. Happy to be here tonight. And although she's unhappy to be up on that dugout. And Jacob Vogt.
Speak for yourself.
Jake Vogt out in left field, who's helped us out a couple games so far this season. So now they're working on the pitcher's mound as well as they continue to try and keep this field playable. Oh, the rain has once again stopped. It's just a light drizzle. We haven't had heavy rain yet, and that's a good thing. But with this steady light rain, it certainly will become an issue as the game progresses.
But as you were saying, you're thanking the camera people out there, always braving the elements, especially in these cold and rainy days. They do the job behind the scenes. They allow you to see the action on the field, and we always thank them for doing a great job catching every angle and every bit of action. Is still more of that quick dry thrown on the mound, trying to help the footing of pitcher Gardner Lever. Lever, as I said, came in relief with 2 outs in the second inning. Has thrown 45 pitches so far through 2 1/3 innings pitched.
And if you're watching right now on Team Line, you can see the rain fall as our camera people get shots of each other. There's Hannah Blatt right there. And on our left field camera is Jacob Vogt. As our cameras shoot each other, get them some air time since they are standing out there in the rain. They don't even get to go into the dugout between innings. One of them's on top of the dugout, so thank you for them as the rain still falls. Now a little heavier here at Cardines Field.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning.
Looks like we're ready to go.
Finally, grounds crew
The catcher,
doing a good job. Get their
number 30,
quick dry down and off the field, raked in the soil. Tim Quinn lead things off here in the 5th. As I said, Quinn hit the 3-run home run. He fouled out to the catcher in his next at-bat. He takes a first pitch strike on the curveball. They started Quinn off with the curveball in his last at-bat as he was eager to take another hack, being a tad more patient here. That one taken up high for a ball, 1-1 to the catcher out of Franklin Pierce University. Tim Quinn awaits the 1-1 pitch. Lever fires, swing and a miss on the changeup. Got him chasing there. 1-2 the count to Quinn. Quinn saw minimal action behind the plate for Franklin Pierce as he backed up catcher Mike Dowd. Mike Dowd was a catcher for the North Shore Navigators last year as he swings and misses, goes chasing on the slider. And Quinn retired for the second time in a row tonight. First time by way of the K. That's the second strikeout of the night for Gardner Lever.
Well, Lever has been a little bit shaky with the 4 walks, but has yet to allow a hit here in relief and has done the job.
That one rolling down the third base line, no throw, is Sereno using his speed. And I will admit I was looking down at my scorecard. Was that a swing or a bunt attempt?
It was a bunt, a quick bunt by Sereno. I think took everyone off guard there, and Gillis had come a long way down the field that. Thought about throwing down to first, but wisely chose not to. Sereno was already at the bag.
So have to praise Sereno with the heads-up play. Draws the third baseman Gillis in. He's now in on the grass, and the lefty Derek Lowe, and Sereno takes his lead off. First pitch to Lowe is low for a ball. Ball 1. Anthony Sereno, he hit .422 with 30 stolen bases and 45 runs scored in his senior year. He holds the stolen base record at Malden Catholic High School, as that pitch was low and inside for ball 2, 2-0. So, and 74 stolen bases in his career, all 4 years in high school. See if he tries to get his first career stolen base as an All-American. Lever requested a new ball. He gets one from home plate umpire Rick Antonio. The left-handed hitter Lowe awaits. Swing and a foul tip in off the catcher's mitt for strike 1.
A lot of renovation work was done here at Cardines Field last week or so during the season. It was ongoing even earlier today. They've been painting here at Cardines. If you notice, there's some bright green paint all down the third baseline here. Well, I think the eventual goal is to paint the whole ballpark.
Sereno takes off for second. Throw down to second. Throw in time. Sereno, as I said, looking for his first stolen base. As an All-American, will have to try it another time. As he's gunned down. We take a look at the replay.
The throw from Bryce Nugent was beautiful, right on target. Just above the second base bag and a little bit to the right. Perfect position for the court stealing.
So that was a called strike to Lowe. 2-2 the count. Swinging fouled off the newly painted green backstop. New paint job for the All-Americans as well, as they got their outfield painted green. A nice bright shade of green, as you will see as you come to visit the All-Americans.
Stock closer alumni.
Newport will do so the 17th next week, a Thursday, 6:30 start time. That pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 4. Lowe will head down to first base on the free pass. That's Lowe's 5th walk of the year. He has shown some patience in the batter's box.
Shortstop,
He walked
number 16.
twice last night
Pasternak.
and twice in the first game of the year against Keene.
Well, these two teams don't see much of each other in June. So 3 times. The All-Americans come back here July 25th, or June 25th.
Pasternak was first pitch swinging, swing and a miss. He gets his second look at Lever. He walked in his first at-bat, lined out to the shortstop in his first at-bat to end the first. So that next pitch is swung on and missed again. High heater. Pasternak quickly falls behind 0-2. Pasternak will do a good job of fighting off and staying alive in at-bats. He does so down, no balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. That pitch is swung on and missed. And Lever makes quick work of Pasternak and the All-Americans. Score still remains 6-3 after 4.5. All-Americans lead it as you're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network. New pitcher on the mound for the All-Americans. That will be number 25, side armor Leif Sorensen.
From the University of Minnesota.
Sorensen so far on the season. No decisions yet. He has pitched 4 innings, giving up 1 run, 1 earned, 3 hits, 1 walk, while striking out 2. He started the first game of the year against the Keene Swamp Bats. He went 3 innings in that game, giving up 3 hits. That 1 earned run that he has on the season came in that game, 1K. He pitched last night in Laconia. He came in relief in the 5th inning for Nick Serino. He pitched 1 inning in that game, giving up a walk and a strikeout. First pitch to Brendan Kelleher is in there for a strike. As I said, Sorensen, the side armor from UMass Amherst, 2nd year with the All-Americans. Works quickly, slings one in there just a bit outside for ball 1, 1-1 to Kelleher. Kelleher, 1 for 2 tonight. 1 for 1. He walked in his first at-bat and singled in 2 runs in his second. That pitch catches him off guard on the inside half with the changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kelleher. Now, I always say this, the sidearm action is a bit confusing sometimes to batters, as that one skips into home, count into the chest protector of Tim Quinn. Count evens up at 2-2.
Kelleher batting .545 at the moment.
So the 2-2 pitch from Sorensen, swung on, grounded, foul. Staying alive does Kelleher. Sorensen, used mostly as a closer for the UMass Amherst team this year. He had 5 saves in 29 2/3 innings pitched. That one, strike 3 called, gets him looking, froze Brendan Kelleher on the fastball on the black on the outside half. And that's Sorensen's first strikeout of the night, his 3rd of the season.
First baseman, number 33.
That'll bring up
Kevin Caranto.
number 33, Kevin Caranto. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Caranto struck out and flied out. First pitch to him is a ball outside. And expect Sorensen to work more on the outer half to Caranto. That pitch comes inside, so very next pitch he proves me wrong. That pitch is inside. Sorensen questioning the call, but accepts Rick Antonio's reasoning and heads back to the mound with a 2-0 count. Kicks and delivers once again inside. Not missing by much, and Sorensen not liking the call. We have a long look back into Rick Antonio, and 3-0 the count to Caranto. Sorensen kicks, fires. That time a strike on the inside corner. Almost practically the same spot as the previous 2 pitches.
The Stanford Mariners are hitting Semeni very hard in the 6th inning.
That one runs inside for ball 4. That one definitely a ball as Caranto had a jackknife out of the way as he gets the free pass.
They've tapped him for 4 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. He's thrown 45 pitches now, only 19 of them for strikes. And they're still batting with the bases loaded. They now lead 6-0.
So
They put up 5 runs in the 6th.
Laconia's woes on the road continue, as they've yet to gather a victory. Their first road game came against Newport the other night as they lost that one. As that pitch is low and inside for ball 1 to Nugent. So after the first batter struck out against Sorensen, he walks the next batter and throws the first pitch ball. 1-0 pitch, ball high, 2-0. Sorensen has been around the plate in both these at-bats, but not getting the call from Rick Antonio. Nugent is 1 for 2 tonight. Fielder's choice in the first. Singled in a run in the third as that pitch is farther outside. Not as close as the previous. Count runs to 2-1.
Rain still falls steadily here at Cardines. Some very dark clouds surround the outfield.
That pitch inside, and it was a 3-0 count and a 4-pitch walk to Nugent in back-to-back walks for Sorensen.
The 3rd walk of the season issued to Bryce.
Designated hitter.
The walk to Caranto was his 7th. That's the team high.
Forston.
Pitching coach Kevin Cobb will go out to the mound, joined by catcher Tim Quinn to talk things over with Sorensen. 3 walks issued by Dave Lawfer. We'll read you his stat line as he went 5 innings. He went 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks in 4 Ks. As I said, the 3 walks through those, it's going to be 4 innings of work for Dave Lawfer, not 5, as we are here in the 5th inning. So 3 walks in 4 innings, and now Sorensen 2 here with only 1 out gone. First pitch strike to Chris Forston.
Brendan Kelleher currently has the league lead in walks and in batting average and in RBI.
That one is fouled off down the right field line and gets out of play. Quickly 0-2 to Forston. So Brendan Kelleher, the right-handed batter, struck out against Sorensen. The next 2 batters, lefties, walked on 4 straight pitches each, and Forston, now the right-handed batter, quickly falls behind 0-2. I'm seeing a pattern here. The 0-2 pitch slips outside, no chase for Forston. Count runs to 1-2. Forston 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out swinging and popped up to the second baseman. That pitch, check swing, check down to second base. He says he went. Now that's a tough call for the base umpire, Scott Davis, as he's positioned behind the pitcher's mound. But he says Forston did go around, and that is the second strikeout of the inning. This one swinging. So 2 outs for Sorensen here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Check that Kelleher has the league lead in batting average and RBI. It's Kevin Caranto stands in at second base, was the league lead now in walks with 7.
So runners still on in first and second, 2 outs now, and the right-handed batter Greg Anaramo. First pitch to him is grounder up the middle. That one will get through for a hit. Being held up at third is Caranto. Throw comes into the cutoff man height, and that'll load the bases for Julian Sonnenfeld. So good base knock for Greg Anaramo. Sets things up for Sonnenfeld.
Assistant coach Kevin Winter out at third base, wisely holding up Caranto there. As the ball is recovered very quickly by Derek Lowe. The throw is coming in, and he certainly would have been gunned down at the plate. Nice bases loaded situation with 2 down. Good opportunity for Sonnenfeld.
I don't know if he knows about Derek Lowe, but Derek Lowe does have a very strong arm in center field, throwing out a runner trying to score last night on a base knock up the middle. First pitch Ball outside to Julian Sonnenfeld. So the accuracy woes continue to the left-handed batters for Sorensen this inning.
Seinfeld 0 for 1 tonight, but he's hitting .455 in the season.
That pitch gets away, but not far enough. As we mentioned earlier, not much backstop in foul territory here behind the plate.
That's the second time tonight a pitch get away that would have been a run at just about any other ballpark in this league. Newport did take advantage of one pass ball.
That was Derek Legg scoring on a pass ball back in the third. So 2-0 the count to the lefty Sonnenfeld. Sorensen gets his sign, kicks, delivers. Ball just missing, and
That was close.
bending over in frustration was Sorensen, not agreeing with the call. He's not agreed with many calls in this inning to left-handed batters. He'll take all the calls to the right-handed batters as he struck out 2 right-handed batters, walked 2 left-handed batters. That pitch runs inside, ball 4, and Sorensen walks in a run.
Well, an RBI for Sonnenfeld, his third of the season. And Newport is within 2 here on the free pass. With the rain falling, the bases remain loaded. Now a base hit can give the Newport Gulls a lead. You have to Logan Gillis here in the 5th. After this inning, it will be an official game. Now's the time for the Newport Gulls to do some damage, at least to tie the score.
Logan Gillis.
So Tim Quinn will head to the mound, talk things over with Sorensen, as we'll go over Logan Gillis's line so far tonight. He singled and scored in the 3rd and pops up weakly to the 3rd baseman in the 4th. He gets his 3rd at bat in as many innings. He'll step into the right side of the plate. Sorensen gets the play ball sign from Rick Antonio. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 6-4 ball game. And Sorensen and Quinn unable to get on the same page. He steps off and back onto the rubber. Sorensen kicks and fires. Strike called on the outside corner, and that seemed to be a ball to those left-handed batters.
That was ankle high.
Sorensen unable to figure out the strike zone so far right now. The 1-0 pitch slides outside for ball 1-1.
Look at the radar. The heaviest rain seemed to have passed, at least momentarily. Looks like just some light rain behind it, and we've been dealing with that much of the night, so we should be okay.
Now the 1-1 pitch outside again, ball 2, 2-1. See some puddles have formed out near the Gulls the Gulls dugout. Out front of that protective screening that's protecting Coach Coombs right now. Sorensen, the 2-1 pitch. Ball low. And this time Sorensen has something to say to Rick Antonio.
And Antonio has something to say right back. Morella Davis.
I apologize. Scott Davis behind the plate. That pitch swung on and fouled off. Count evens up at 2-2.
Huge
Sorensen.
spot here in this game right now. This may be the turning point.
Full count, Sorensen kicks and fires. Swung a line to 3rd on the hop. Valdez fields it. He'll have to dive, and he'll beat the runner to the 3rd base bag barely by a step. But saving Sorensen here, and just the 1 run across the board. Newport Gulls break into that lead once again. 6-4 the ball game after 5 full as you're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. We have completed the 5th inning, and at this time, play has been halted. The grounds crew is out on the field. Well, they have yet to take action yet, as Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs and Lowell manager Jeff Kane and the grounds crew chief all have a word here with the umpiring crew, Scott Davis and Rick Antonio. The grounds crew is being waved off the field. So after 5 full innings, it is an official game, and with the rain falling here, let's see if this will be called as a delay or if they're calling the game. The bullpens are clearing out right now. No word has reached us here in the press box yet, as it looks like some members of the grounds crew are stirring. They could do one of two things here. They could go get the small tops. There's no full top here at Cardines, but they could get the small tops and cover the pitcher's mound and home plate, and hope for these showers to pass, which, looking at it radar, looks like they will do so in the next hour or so. They are bringing out the tarps. So the game is halted. We have a rain delay here at 8:28 officially. At 8:28, we are under a rain delay here at Cardines Field on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And as the tops are brought out onto the field, we enter our first rain delay at home here of the 2010 season. So again, just the small tops to cover the mound and home plate area. And with the score, Lowell All-Americans 6 and Newport Gulls 4. We're here between the 5th and 6th innings, waiting to start the top of the 6th inning. We go into a rain delay at 8:28 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have to take a look at the radar, wait for these rain showers to pass, hopefully get this one resumed. At least the Newport Gulls are hoping that. If it doesn't, it is an official game. And the All-Americans will get the win here. They did take a 6-0 lead in the first, but the Gulls bullpen has kept them scoreless since then. Newport has been chipping away at the lead so far. But we are under a rain delay here at Cardines Field. So we're going to step away for a few moments. We'll be back with updates intermittently every few minutes, so don't go away. As we're here at Cardines Field under a rain delay, score Lowell 6, Newport 4. Be back in just a few moments here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, back here at Cardines Field, this one has been officially called. 5 innings of play. The Lowell All-Americans defeat the Newport Gulls 6-4. Sal?
Yes, and as it appeared, it looks like a lucky win for the All-Americans as the Gulls were storming back. They scored 3 in the third, 1 in the bottom of the 5th. They had cut this to a 2-run ball game, and a ball game that the All-Americans led 6-0 at one point. And so the All-Americans may escape Cardines Field with this victory.
So Lowell defeats the Newport Gulls 6-4 here in 5 innings. Game was officially called at 8:39. So we had a 11-minute rain delay as the game has been called here in favor of the Lowell All-Americans. The final score, Lowell 6 and Newport 4. Well, the totals coming up in just a little bit here at Cardines Field. Sal, what's on top for the All-Americans next?
The All-Americans will play an exhibition game tomorrow, barring any weather problems. They will head down to Brewster of the Cape League to see what the Cape Cod League has in store for them this season. The two teams will play at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and the All-Americans will not be in action again until Saturday, as they remain on the road for their 5th and final road game to start this season for the All-Americans against the North Shore Navigators. Josh Carr will be on the mound for the All-Americans.
Well, Sal, look forward to seeing you when we meet again here in the month of June. These two teams meet again on Thursday, June 17th. We'll be on the road at Sackloser Alumni Field. Looking forward to seeing the new fresh paint up there.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right, Sal, good to work with you again. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me again.
Newport Gulls postgame report continues next, as we'll be back with more out-of-town scores and, of course, the totals for today's ball game. Don't go away here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field, totals in this one for the Newport Gulls: 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. For the Lowell All-Americans, 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They stranded 6. The game took 2 hours and 3 minutes to play, as it was called due to rain at 8:28. That's when they entered rain delay. Game officially called at 8:39. after 5 innings of play were completed. The loss goes to David Palms. He falls to 1-1 on the season. He worked an inning and 2/3, allowed all 6 earned runs that were pleaded by Lowell on 8 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, allowed a 1 home run as well. That came to Quinn, his 3-run homer in the first inning, his second round tripper of the season, the only home run in the ball game. The winner goes to Leif Sorensen, who picks up his first win of the season. He improves to 1-0. The starter for the Sanford Mainers, Lomper, went 4 innings, allowed 3 earned runs on 3 hits. He walked 3, struck out 4, and hit a batter. The game took 2 hours, 3 minutes to play, was watched by a crowd of approximately 341 here at Cardines Field, as Newport falls to 3-2 on the season and will likely remain in second place in the NECBL Eastern Division, as Laconia is trailing Sanford right now 11-0. As the rain still falls here at Cardines Field in this rain-shortened game. We'll be back as post-game report continues. Still much more to come next. Out-of-town scores right after this on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. On Newport Gulls post-game report continues. Before we go to the out-of-town scores, let's pause and take 10 seconds for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18, Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So other action around the league tonight. There are two games still underway. 2 other games were suspended and postponed by rain. Bristol was set to play at Holyoke tonight. That game suspended as they were unable to get play going in the first inning. North Adams at Danbury, they never began that game, and that game will also be rescheduled. Meanwhile, the games are still in progress in the ACBL Eastern Division. Sanford Mainers hosting Laconia Muskrats. First place right now, Laconia. Well, they're trailing 11-0. A 10-run 6th inning for the Sanford Mainers, and they now go to the bottom of the 7th. In the top of the 7th, Vermont Mountaineers looking for their first win of the season. They're at Keene at Alumni Field in Keene, New Hampshire, and they lead 5-0. A couple of shutouts right now around the NECBL. The only other 2 games going on here tonight, as Keene trails Vermont 5-0 in the top of the 7th, and Laconia trailing Sanford 11-0 in Maine in the last of the 7th. So those are your out-of-town scores. There's action around the league. We'll come back with a closing word in just a few moments here on the ACBL Broadcast Network. Get your final here at Cardines Field. Lowell All-American 6 and the Newport Gulls 4. Welcome back here one final time at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Nick Lima here on the ACBL Broadcast Network. As we wrap things up here at Cardines Field, your final score, Lowell All-American 6, Newport Gulls 4, as the Newport Gulls are unable to recover from the 6-run deficit in the first inning. The loss goes to David Palms. The win goes to Leif Sorensen of the Lowell All-Americans. 5 games left here in the season series between Newport and Lowell. Next, these two teams meet again on Thursday night, June 17th, at Stocklosser Alumni Field in Lowell, Massachusetts. That's a 6:30 start time. An off day tomorrow for the Newport Gulls. The homestand continues on Friday night as Newport looks to get their first win of the season against the Sanford Mainers. They dropped that 11-inning contest 3-2 on Saturday night in a game that was also delayed by rain, though they were able to finish that one there. That game on Saturday, as the Newport Gulls look to improve to 1-1 against Sanford, with the game on Friday night. They'll be on the air at 6:30, pregame show at 6:25. Check that. Correction. We'll be on the air on Friday night with a pregame show at 6:05 pregame show. First pitch at 6:35 as the Newport Gulls host Sanford and round out the homestand before going back on the road on Saturday to face the Laconia Muskrats, and on the road Sunday to have their second matchup of the season against the North Shore Navigators. So again, the off day tomorrow. Our next Newport Gulls game broadcast on the air at 6:05 p.m. on Friday against Sanford, Maine. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you'll join us then. Let's pause for a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball and our director tonight, Tom Lima. Our on-site engineer and left field camera operator was Jacob Vogt. Our dugout camera operator and production assistant was Hannah Blatt. Our statistician, Josh Leibowitz. And for Sal Carney, I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. Newport falls to 3-2 on the young season with a 6-4 rain-shortened loss here at Cardines Field in 5 innings, 6-4, the final score. Hope to see you in our next broadcast on Friday. Make sure you tune in at 6:05 for the pregame show. First pitch again at 6:35 versus Sanford. An off day tomorrow for the Newport Gulls as they look to dry out from tonight's rain-shortened loss to Lowell. The final score one more time, 6-4. I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. Until the next broadcast, so long, everybody.